A senior lecturer at the Federal University of Lokoja, FUL, Lokoja, Kogi State, was stripped naked over allegation of forceful sexual advancement towards a female student. The lecturer, whose full name was not yet released at the time of this report, was stripped naked by the female student of the university, who said to have incurred wrath of some other female student in the school. Welcome to ATV Africa. On trending issue on education today, I have two guests with me to discuss sex for grade or sex for mark. This issue has been going on in Nigeria, all over Nigeria higher institutions, starting from the College of Education, Polytechnic, University. Sex for mark, sex for grade. It's not a new issue in Nigeria, but this time around, ATV trending issue on education decide to bring students, graduates, who are also passed through higher institutions of learning to come and share their experience, and we should discuss it. Also, prefer solution to the institutions and government. I will go on a short break. After a short break, I'll right back and meet my guests. Thank you very much.
ABAFAB College of Innovation and Content Creation offers 6 months and 12 months training into content creating, internet radio, sound engineering and music production, film and video editing, and OAP and cinematography. For more detail chat 0802312959.
Welcome back to ATV Africa on your program Trending Issue on Education. I remain your host, Adifa. Like I said in the introductory part of this section, what we are looking at today is sex for grade going around in our higher institution. Today I have two guests with me. I have from my far right is Ibokon. Ibokon, you are welcome to Trending Issue on Education.
Thank you, sir.
Beside him is Zena. Zena, you are also welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Today, this topic, sex for grade, is a topic that I know parents, students, everybody will be actually interested to know why and the causes of this sex for grade in our higher institution. We've all passed through higher institutions, one way or the other. We know to the male students, it's not so also rampant, but we still have some testimony from male students who also complain about assaults, sexual assault from also female lecturers. But the most dangerous ones and the most pronounced one is the male lecturer assaulting the female student in the campus. Today, an issue happened at the Federal University, Lokoja. It's one of the recent universities created by President Muhammadu Buhari. I think that university should be less than 5 years old. But the English student department went over one of the lecturers, stripped him naked. In fact, it went gaga and everybody was surprised. The campus went on rest that same day. What actually happened is that one of the lecturers, named with Ed, was disturbing the female student and threatening to make her to fail his course, which is the English department lecturer. And it went public and it was disgraced. And they claimed that his cup was full. So they went after him to make it public and disgrace in public. Now, I want my guests. They are graduates. They passed through the forward of the university and they are here also with me this morning. I want to share experience for undergraduates still in school and those who will be going to school very soon. To share the experience of what is sex for mark or sex for grade and the causes. I want to start with you, Ibokon. Sex for grade. Sex for grade. When you were undergraduate, did you actually heard something like this when you were in school, in your campus?
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Alpha, for having me on the program this very wonderful day.
Yeah.
Well, sex for grades is a prevalent occurrence in our institution today. As an undergraduate, I will vividly recall that I heard about 2 of such issues on my own particular campus. That was Obafemi Awolowo University. And I believe that in response to your question precisely, I believe it's not something that is alien to us anymore. I can remember that the issue became something the higher institution tried to withhold in terms of trying to beat around the bush just to silence the situation. But just in a short form, I would say yes, it's totally an occurrence, and if we are not careful, it will take a rough toll on us as individuals who are the beneficiary of the system of higher institution. Thank you, sir.
If it is not taken care of it, or is not put on the board, it will consume the school, it will consume the higher institutions. Zenon, you are a female. You went through university, you went through higher institution. I don't want to say precise, maybe you have experience. Even if you have the experience, you have to share from the whole world to see, to hear, and learn from you. What do you understand? Or what can you share your experience, sex from grade when you were in school? Did you ever had something like that as an undergraduate?
Actually, sir, I did not.
Okay.
But I know it happens.
You did not experience it?
No, I did not.
I never had anything of such?
No.
You never had anything of such?
Not while I was in school. I know it happened, but I was the go to school, lead and go type, so I...
Okay. None of your female friends, even not friends or colleagues in the school, mentioned something of such that a particular lecturer A is disturbing me and he said he's going to fail me if I don't lie on my bed, if I don't do this.
I once overheard someone saying it, but so it's not a close friend.
Not a close friend,
Yeah.
but somebody said so.
Yeah.
You didn't know maybe she fall later or we didn't follow up.
I do.
Okay. Now this particular incident that the students went over their lecturer striped him naked. But as an undergraduate, and now you are a graduate, maybe very soon your son become a mother, and what do you think about that? Going after a lecturer, I want to discipline a lecturer, and they went to the extent of stripping him naked.
Actually, let me start by saying that we are in a country that doesn't preach integrity,
Okay.
trustworthiness, hard work.
Okay.
So, God.
Now to you, Mr. Dukon. Zainab said when she was in school, she had briefly it happens. She has not expressed it. Thank God for her life. Even maybe if she expressed, maybe she doesn't want to share with the whole world, no problem. But this lecturer that was trapped naked, Mr. Dukon, what do you say? It's like this student took law into their hands. Is it the right thing to be done, or they're supposed to have waited for the school authority or stuff like that? What do you say to that?
Well, in that regards, I must say that we are not in the shoes of the students, and we cannot say in particular what could have transpired that led to such an occurrence. But this I have to say, I believe in such a situation, this is a somewhat newly established institution, and I believe it will really tarnish the image of the institution hearing such an occurrence. So I think in the best knowledge I can ever present it, it will be better the student had approached the school counselor. Every institution has a counseling unit. They could have approached them, tender the evidences that could be available to prove whatever they are saying. You know, this actually has become another glitch in the system where students try to, once there is any form of maltreatment on the side of the lecturer to the students, they want to expose them by themselves. This is not correct. We are doing much harm to the system. Yes, we know these things exist, but there is a way of going about it that will not bring both disgrace even to the students, because in one way or the other, it will tell the students himself, herself, right? She's a female student now, herself, somehow we get to be known. So we are indirectly also tarnishing your image. So it's better you take it to the counseling unit, take it to the board of directors the House of Senate, and make your petition known to them about this. There's this student of mine who is currently, I won't mention the institution, an undergraduate. She's saying that this lecturer who has been assigned to her as a supervisor is giving her tough time. Why? I say now there is this other student that this lecturer is, I think, taking it on her and having some advances. I'm like, okay, are you trying to say that if you don't, if he doesn't have his way with you, he's not going to allow you to have it easy? He said, just be praying for me. I don't know. I said, right, this is not a matter to be taken lightly. If you are not careful, a lot of people are dying in silence, and a lot of students will have a bad future. Let me put it that way. After passing through a very reckless something in the hands of the lecturers. Let's put it in that format.
Now, staying with you, Ibokon. Reporting to the meeting the school councillors, or more going to the counseling department, or report to the school authority or the senate. A lecturer who rise to be a professor in an institution is not a low-level staff. Professor is, if not part of the senate, is high-rank officer in the school. You think a student would be bold to report a prof to the school authority? Do you think it's going to get justice from that school authority?
Yeah.
If a professor of 68, 65, 70 years, grandpa, is indulged in such thing, do you think you can get?
Well, that was why I said that we can't categorically say what could have transpired.
Okay.
Now, in such an instance, there's an advantage to social media,
Okay.
that has become very useful in our time.
Okay.
One of it is bringing to light some of these dark occurrences that are known to us. But let us take a look at it in another perspective. If that particular victim, which is the female student, cannot approach the counseling unit to report such a lecturer, now I believe it is about time. I think we have it already in existence, having an institution where issues of such violences can be reported. There should be an agency that see to this. Once that student, like the case I had on campus, that girl recorded the conversation she had with the lecturer, and it was very plain, the numbers stored. So if she could have presented such an evidence to the agency that oversees such an occurrence, particularly designated for the higher institutions, that this is a body set up to oversee the matter of sexual assault by lecturers to their students, so that will make it much easier. So I think this is just a form of shedding another perspective to the need to establish such. I think
Thank you, Boko. You're coming to a solution, but we have not gotten to area of solution, because when we talk on Air TV, our viewers know us that we don't just talk for talking sake. When we analyze, we prefer solution to the institution, to the federal government, to the parent, even to student. So when it comes to issue of solution, I want you to repeat this, because we must prefer solution for our institution, for parents, for students, and everybody. So at the end of the day, solution can help us. Now, my lovely lady here, Zena, if you have a friend who comes out with a fine chorus, better than yours, and you know academically, maybe she's not always in the lecture, she's not always in school, and you see now finally say, how did she make it? Will you be suspecting this kind of thing, or you just say that maybe she's lucky? Maybe she has she has one lecturer who is going around to see other lecturers on her behalf. As a lady, what would be your reaction at that moment?
Actually, with the way things are going now in school, most exams now in school, most courses, it's usually a little pass kind of thing nowadays. Lecturers don't usually come to class, they just give modules, they give chapters to go and read, and then students read it, and even the ones that come don't really teach deep. So it's usually the little pass kind of thing in doing exams. So she might have read.
And you might not suspect that maybe there's a lecturer who's covering her up.
If she's not someone like that, I shouldn't.
Maybe today, Zainab decided to defend ladies. I don't know. She's really defending ladies. You don't want to accept.
Anything can happen for.
We are talking. You're always defending for the few questions I've asked you. You are defending ladies. Maybe, well, you're a lady, you have to defend ladies, so I'm not surprised about that. Okay, I'm still going to ask you another question like this.
All right.
Now, okay, maybe she deserves it now. There's a clip that came out some years ago, if not this year. A BBC reporter recorded a senior lecturer at the University of Lagos.
Okay.
It was caught, it was read, and it was like a documentary, and everybody was ashamed of University of Lagos. Some of us that went to University of Lagos were ashamed. And it's also an occurrence in bigger schools. In fact, we notice that it also happens even from secondary school. Now, the picture, like you was saying, let's put it on social media, it's part of advantage of social media. Is there an advantage or disadvantage of putting this on social media? Because it goes wide. Immediately you tell it to put it on social media because it's a catching topic, it's a catching thing, and it goes like that. Is it helping students, teachers, and lecturers, or helping the school? What do you think?
I think it helps the victims of this kind of situation because some have been silent, some can't even talk. A lot of graduates have experienced this.
Yeah.
So by doing that kind of documentary, you give them a voice.
Okay. To speak
So out. To speak out. So it's good.
Okay, voice to speak out. Okay. Now, how do you curtail this thing? I'm still asking this question. Now, maybe you're going to the position of your team is going to a position of solution. How do you curtail? What do you think we can do to curtail this from your end? You never experienced it, and maybe
Yes.
you're so innocent in the school, and they see you as a sport. So, how do you curtail this incident of happening of sex for?
I believe that the first thing to do is to give a kind of law.
Okay.
To guide lecturer-student relationship.
Okay, sorry, I'm not asking now. After thinking of curtailing, what is the causes? There should be causes. Let's move. You take the two together. The causes and prefer solution. Something causes. So there's a cause for this. The lecturer will not just wake up and see fine lady in jeans or mini and.
I believe that in this country, we promote and celebrate corruption. Yes, this country does not preach integrity or trustworthiness or hard work. So for a lecturer now, in fact, there's a saying nowadays that says in Nigeria everything goes.
Everything goes.
Yes. So for a lecturer to have that kind of mentality that anything it does goes.
Yeah.
Of course, you can do something like that. And then there are some students as well who would rather ask for favors in exchange for sex, mark, or so just to avoid being hardworking or to pass.
Cool.
Just to pass.
Ibomo, I want to elaborate more on this. The causes, is it that our lecturers have lost values? Is it that the education we are receiving in Nigeria has no value? Or that our female students also disvalue themselves? Is it that economically, so please can you give us more of your experience as a tutor and as a graduate of pastoral school? What do you think?
Well, I believe it would be an understatement to say that Nigerian education has no value.
Okay.
You of course know that for the past few decades now, both the Nigerian government and private sectors have been working hand in hand to make sure we have a kind of education which we have been trying to promote. So I believe on the matter of the causes of such an occurrence, I will divide the courses into two, the primary course and the secondary course. Well, one of the primary causes of this form of occurrence is the aspect of unpreparedness on the part of the students. When the female student is not prepared, adequately prepared, and he or she, precisely based on the context, is loose from home. She decided to settle for sex for roots. That's one of the causes. Another is part of the lecturer. When we have lecturers who don't know the basic etiquette of their profession, they also fall for that. Now, going to the secondary course. The secondary course can also be traced to the matter of having the situation of a brain drain in the system. You have this present phenomenon, the Japa syndrome.
Okay.
This same girl I was talking to the other day told me that half of the lecturers have gone abroad. Now imagine a department having about 20 lecturers before, now having less than 10. So the pressure is much on the lecturer. I'm not trying to justify their act.
Okay.
I'm just trying to paint the picture of some of the secondary courses. So part of the secondary course could be that there is so much pressure on the lecturer, and when there is so much pressure, lecturers can malfunction. They are also mass. So let me just put it that way. So going to the part of the solution, am I free to speak?
Yes.
So I will just in addition to what I said earlier, I think it is also best that higher institutions, I know that she made mention of something like that, giving proper orientation to students who don't have the orientation that there is dignity in our work. There is dignity in doing it yourself. There is nowhere you will go to in life that your past will not paint a picture of who you are. I will always tell my students, if you engage in anything today, think of tomorrow, because you don't know where you are going to. As an individual, people will talk of exemption malpractice. Sex or grades is a category of exemption malpractice, because at the end of the day, you are getting a mark you didn't work for. So let us look at the aspect of we parents, I'm not the parents right now, but the parents instilling in their kids the dignity of labor, in addition to having agencies that oversee such an affairs. And I know with time, this thing is not just Nigeria. I've watched a couple of documentaries in this regards. There is this particular film titled Citation. I think it was set up by Kulia Fulani. I think Kulia Fulani. It was shot on OU campus. Things like this are not new to us. It has been recorded in Ghana, and a good number of the West African countries have recorded cases like this. So it is not just something that is peculiar to the African continent. Outside the country, we will surely have cases like this. So I'm just trying to paint the picture that there's always a solution to it if we are ready to address it on time.
Yes.
And with time, I believe when students themselves have that orientation that they should study and get their good grades themselves, these are the parameters that set in for us to become better leaders. In this country, we are complaining that the government is corrupt. When you yourself want to speak the lecture for grades, are not corrupt. So the lecturer is corrupt, the student is corrupt.
But not all students want to speak.
I'm just speaking for those who decide to settle for it. And now let us ask the question.
Yeah.
If as a student you are not performing well. Now that is I think we didn't address it in these two perspectives.
Okay.
There are students that walk up to lecturers to demand for sex. Yes, I have one of my lecturers who told me when I was on campus as a lecturer, this happened. A particular girl walked up to me, she was bargaining for sex. That she said that she really got to his neck. I won't mention the institution. He said to the extent that some group of people who should be like advocates for integrity came to now beg for her that please anything you can do. She had to give this girl the questions ahead of the exam to show that I can't settle for this. Despite giving this girl the questions, she still failed. So what's not the essence of giving her the grade in the first place? That's the students going to the teachers, the lecturers, and there's not the aspect of the lecturers taking advances. So it is in two ways. We can't leave the other side and say the other side. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, thank you, viewers. I remain Abifab on trending issue on education. If you have not subscribed to our channel, we ask you go to our channels and hit the bell, hit subscribe button, so that every Friday when we come on trending issue on education like this, you also view us. You know what is happening in the education sector all over Nigeria, all over Africa, around the world. We come up with a lot of trending issues on education, from parenting to all area of education that you need to know. Higher institution. Now I want my two guests to just give us a random message on this. Zainab.
Okay, so a student and you are struggling in school, there are lots of tutorials you can go to. There are lots of materials you can study to improve your grades. And if you are a victim of these lecturers, I believe there are student councils in charge of these cases that you can talk to that will help you.
Ibukun, you also give us your concluding part on this.
Alright, just, I don't know, another issue is popping up the moment she mentioned the matter of student council.
Okay.
I will not in any way buy the idea of any student going to the student union to report such a case. The student unions of most institutions are radicals. So I will, in a way, put it in this format that whoever is already a victim should, in a way, reach out to the agencies that are on ground, already on ground, that are in charge of issues like this. I've been trying to recall the name of one of such agencies, but I can't get anyone for now. And in addition, let anyone who is having such advances speak up now. Speak up before the lecturer does more harm than good. And lastly, for the students, they should study. There is no two way about it. There is no shortcut to success. It's a cliche in our community, in our society. And the Lord will help us all.
Thank you, my two guests, Ibukun and Zainab. Thank you for coming to our AirTV studio here in Lagos. Yeah, I hope by next time you're invited again. We'll surely be on our studio.
Thank you, sir.
Ibukun, yeah, thank you. Viewers, this is to the end of today's trending issue on education. I want to say to students out there, you are being sent to school to study, not to go on an affair with anybody, not with your lecturer or your head of department or anybody. Sex for grade cannot help you. Sex for mark cannot help you. Sincerely, you are also doing damages to yourself. Why? Because that certificate you'll be carrying after the 5 years become useless. Why? The reason is that you never learn in school. And what will you discharge when you leave the school? Also, if you fall a victim of this, take the opportunity, work to the school authority if there's any agency in your school that is in care of that or in charge of that assault on female student. If there is none, I believe some schools also have a law book regarding the activity of lecturers and students. You can also quote it. You can visit agencies outside the school campuses instead of going taking laws into your hands by what actually happened at the Federal University of Lokoja, where the lecturer was stripped naked. This is not the best. I will advise you, make use of the law. Make use of the law to guide yourself. And for students who also go to campuses, go to classes almost half naked, this is time for you to repent. Don't go to classes half naked. It is not the best. You also remember that your lecturers are human beings. Your lecturers are family men and they're also responsible. So don't go naked to meet them for favor. The only favor you can go is what it is polite. Don't go ask for unpolite favor. Thank you. Like I said earlier, go subscribe to our YouTube page so that you can get more information. I remain your host on Trending Issue on Education. Voice my name. See you next. Bye for now.